Hello, YouTube. All right, so we're going to be doing the a guide for Zuck. So how an easy way to get your first Zuck. So for the Zuck fight, um, yeah, we're gonna be using necromancy as it is the most noob friendly and easiest way to get your Zuck cape. Um, all you need to do for the Zuck cape is you need to complete the fight without using any checkpoints or dying. You don't have to complete the challenge waves, but if you do complete the challenge waves, you will unlock hard mode, but they're not necessary for completing the challenge. All you need to do is just complete the guide, and so we're gonna get to it. All right, so this is the Zuck arena. You'll see in the north area over here is Zuck, um, and then there are two safe spots that you can use. There's this safe spot right here in the southeast, and then there's the safe spot over here in the northwest. We're primarily going to be using this safe spot in the northwest, and then if something goes wrong, because sometimes things do, we will be using this safe spot down here in the southeast just to kind of clean up anything and get everything back on track. Although, if we do this correctly, we should almost never have to run to this spot over here when we're using this safe spot. You can alternatively just use this safe spot the whole time. It's perfectly fine. I personally found it easier to use the one up here in the northwest, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with the southeast safe spot. It's just as viable, and in some cases, it can be safer, depending on how your run goes. Okay, so to make this as simple as possible, we're going to be using tier 70 tank armor. I really don't recommend going anything lower than the tier 70 tank armor. The enemies are poisonable, so if you do have Cinderbane gloves, I highly recommend using them. But just for simplicity, because Cinderbanes are a bit pricey, we're just going to be using the regular tier 70 tank set. I'm using a max cape here, but ideally, since you're taking on Zuck, it means you've already completed the fight kiln. You should be using your necromancy kiln cape, or whatever style you're gonna be using. For the video, like I said, we're using it. I already have the Zuck cape, so it's already upgraded. So that's why I'm reducing it down to the max cape, just to kind of um, simulate the not having the Zuck cape. I'm using a Blood Fury, which I need to recharge. I'm only at 55%. If you have an Amulet of Souls or Essence of Finality, these are much better options to bring, but the Blood Fury is fine. It gives just a little bit of extra heal, which is nice. Next is going to be the Tokul Zo, the Charged Ring. So you get this ring for free. By doing the Fight Kiln quest. I forgot the name of the quest. The Fight Kiln quest, you'll get this for free and you can charge it. While you wear it and it is charged, it will allow you to deal extra damage to all of the Zar creatures. So this is going to include Harakin and Jad as well. The only fight that this does not work on is the Zuck fight himself, but Zuck does spawn some minions that you do have to kill quickly that we'll talk about, and this ring really helps with dealing that extra damage to get through it. Yeah. So for our inventory, we're going to keep it simple. I have an Ancient Elven Ritual Shard. If you don't have one of these, you can just put more food. It's totally fine. Enhanced Excalibur. This is a pretty easy item to get. It's very good just for extra healing passively. Again, you don't need it, because when I got my Zuck capes, I didn't even have this yet. But if you have it, I highly recommend it. Overloads, just the best overload you can. And then I really, really recommend getting, for prayer, you want super prayer renewal potions. They're really good at helping to upkeep your prayer. This is pretty important, because you're going to be using protection prayers a lot. Um, and I know that they're a little bit pricey. They're like what, like 870k each. But even though they're pricey, I think it's absolutely important to get these Potters of Penance. They're going to help with prayer maintenance because as you take damage, you will be getting your prayer back. Super important. For a pouch, I'm using a Ripper Demon for extra damage. But if it's your first time, absolutely bring a pack yak, get that extra food. Um, it's just very important that it's just very important that we survive. So because I've done this before, I'm going to be bringing the Ripper Demon, but it's absolutely fine to just bring a pack yak. There's no shame in the pack yak game. Okay, so I did end up dying, but it did give me the opportunity to get some items that I forgot to include in the inventory. They're absolutely necessary for your easiest run. So the expensive spices, this is going to allow you to get extra healing from your food. Very easy to get. You get it from a super early on quest. I can't remember the name of the quest. I'll put the name on screen. And then super restores. So he's going to have a mechanic, which is why I have my stats up, where you can look to see that your HP, if your main your maximum HP drops, you want to drink your restores so that you can get it back. Because if your maximum HP drops, then you have essentially less life, which means you'll last long or you'll last less time in the fight. He has one more mechanic where he'll say like die, or he'll say Fool's Flame consumes you. This is a magic bomb. It's typeless damage, so you want to either reflect or resonance. You want to do it like as he's talking, not when the firebomb comes out, so that you absolutely time it correctly. I've missed it a few times. Then he has a mechanic where he'll slam into the ground. Just surge away. You don't want to stand because there's going to be quakes in the ground where he slammed. And standing in there, you're just going to take a lot of damage. And then he has a mechanic where if his sword is on fire and he attacks you, he's going to apply a bleed. Very easy to get rid of this bleed. Just press freedom. Freedom gets rid of bleeds. In case you didn't know. So as long as you deal with those, should be fine. Every 100,000 life, he's going to do pizza phase. So he's going to create a whole bunch of fire on the floor, except for one little slice of like pizza area where an igneous mob is going to stand. One of each kind, and you need to kill all three of them using the method to kill them we did in the waves. So stun the melee, big hit on the range, and stand in the bubble shield of the range. Kill all three, and you can start attacking Zuck. Your extra action button is going to pop up. Once you kill all three, or after a certain amount of time, there's going to be a bar that appears under his head, Zuck's head. If this bar fills up, you will just take an instant death. There will be no recovering from it. No skill cape, sign of life, immortality. It's just a hard instant kill. And then repeat the fight. Once you get him down to 100,000, then it's just a fight. He won't do the pizza phase anymore. So yeah, remember, take your time. Don't panic. Pay attention where you need to. I'm gonna start the fight over again. Unfortunately, I did die, so that's why this part is in the beginning, just to kind of explain that part. And yeah. Alright, so for our abilities, the only abilities that matter, if you have Conjure Undead Army, it's perfectly fine. Just use all 4 Conjures. If you don't, then you don't need it. The only ones that you really need are the Ghost and the Skeleton. The other 2 are helpful, like the Zombie can add poison damage, and the Phantom Guard can help reduce damage. So if you have them, then 100% use them. If not, it's totally fine to just use the Ghost and the Skeleton. Touch of Death to build our Necrosis stats. Soul Sap to build our souls. And then the basic attack just to kind of, just throw out there when stuff is on cooldown. And these are going to be on our Revo bar. Revo is going to be taking care of this to make this as easy as possible. Finally, we're going to have Volley of Souls and Finger of Death. Volley of Souls is not on our soul bar, or not on our Revo bar, because there are absolutely times when we need to have a soul, and Volley of Souls eats up the souls that you've gathered. Finger of Death, it's a threshold ability, which we're going to be using for a specific enemy in the fight. Alternatively, I also recommend using load ability for the for that specific fight, because this is a threshold and it actually does make the kill easy. So we'll be going over. Finally, you're going to want to have your protection prayers from the original 3 combat styles, so magic, mage, and ranged, on your bar for easy prayer flicking. And then soul split as well is totally fine. You don't need soul split, but I would still recommend using soul split just in case. Darkness ability is going to help with damage reduction. Invoke death just to get the kill faster. And then we're going to be using bone shield. Greater bone shield is better, but if you don't have greater bone shield, then you can just use regular bone shield. Yeah, 100% need the bone shields, because we're going to be using resonance, reflect, devotion, and we're going to be using barricade for one part of. And you want to have dive and or surge. These are going to help with movement, and for the Zuck fight, these are absolutely important abilities. Dive is better, but if you don't have dive yet, you can get away with using surge. It's completely fine. Alright, so during the Jad Zuck fight, there's going to be some important waves. So these waves are waves 4, 9, 14, 5, 10, 15, and 16. So waves 4, 9, and 14 are going to give us our igneous waves. So the igneous waves will spawn a special enemy that they'll be taking reduced damage unless you deal with whatever gimmick they have. So wave 4, we're going to be having the igneous meleeers. So they're pretty simple. We're going to be using we're going to stun them. Once you stun them, you will be able to deal full damage to them. And the stun that we have is going to be the soul strike ability, which is why you don't want volley of souls on your Revo bar, because you want to have a soul ready to stun them so that you can deal the full damage, which is absolutely fine. On wave 9 is going to be the igneous rangers. These guys require to be hit by a powerful ability, so a threshold or an ultimate. We're not going to be using any ultimates unless you want to. There's nothing wrong with going like Death Skulls out every now and then just to get some extra damage. But yeah, we're just going to be using Finger of Death, or as I like to use, Bloat, because Bloat puts that poison bleed on them, and it still counts as the threshold to get their gimmick solved. And then wave 14 is the triple mage wave. So these are the easiest igneous mob to deal with. All you have to do is run into their little personal space, pop their bubble by standing in their personal space, and once their shield is down, you can deal full damage. Yeah. As for waves 5, 10, and 15, these are the Jad waves. So Jad is very easy to deal with. So Jad has Jad attacks with the 3 combat styles, but as long as you are protecting from the correct combat style, you will not take any damage. Now, because we're using necromancy, we can actually deal with Jad's melee attack by just completely not being in melee distance. As long as you are not in melee distance of Jad, you will never see the melee attack. Now, for the magic and ranged, you'll definitely still need to protect from those. And they're very, very telegraphed. So whenever you see Jad stand on his hind legs and shoot a fireball out of his mouth, that is a magic attack. So remember, pray mage. If he stomps the ground and a rock is about to fall on you, you want to pray ranged. You can pretty much do it as soon as Jad stands up or Jad stomps the ground. You don't have to wait for like the fireball or the rock. By then, it might actually be a little too late. If you are low on health for whatever reason, you can choose not to flick the prayer properly and instead use resonance so that you can get a big heal, because since it does a lot of damage, it will also do a big heal. But as long as you're not trying to resonance a hit, you will want to use the proper prayers. So for wave 15, this wave is also an important wave because this is the Harakin fight. So the Harakin fight will happen after wave 14, which is a triple Jad wave. So for the Jad waves, it's going to be 1 Jad, 2 Jads, and then 3 Jads. And after that will be Harakin. So for Harakin, he's going to spawn on either the east or the west side of the arena, and you will have to kill him. During the fight, there's going to be explosions and lava. If they hit you, they will drain your adrenaline, so you want to try to avoid those. I probably won't because I have pretty bad reaction, and it's not the end of the world if it does hit. And yeah, there will also be tentacles that spawn around the arena. They attack with mage and ranged, and realistically, you do not need to protect against them. You can just kind of soul split and kill them. Also, what's up, dude? During the fight, because we will not be able to one cycle, so Arakin will dive down back into the lava, and during this downtime, you can kind of go around killing the tentacles. Because again, the more tentacles that are up, the more damage reduction he has. But also, Harakin will have a mechanic where it says Harakin is about to bombard you, and then a rain of lava that lands in the shape of an X will land on the spot that you are standing when it says it. So all you need to do is move to the side so that you can get kind of out of the way of it. You can run all the way away if you like. There's really no penalty to doing so because it's just during the downtime. So you're just doing this until a Harakin comes up. Once Harakin comes back up, you're just going to go back to whatever side and continue to kill. It will repeat like this until you kill Harakin. So we're going to be using the Death Mark ability on Harakin just to kind of make it easier so that once Harakin gets to the 30% death threshold, I think it's 30,000 life, it will automatically kill him. So just to get that done. After the Harakin fight will be the Zuk fight. We'll talk about it when we get there. There are also 2 very annoying enemies that will spawn throughout the Zuk fight. One is called Zekharki. It's this bat thing, and you can get it stuck behind a rock, so you don't have to deal with it. But if it does come near you, you absolutely need to prioritize killing it, because it will drain your prayer points and your adrenaline as well. So we do not want to deal with that. The other enemy that is absolutely annoying to deal with is called Zekhar Toksil. It is a big ranger boy, and they have a really, really stupid mechanic. So the longer they are staying still, the more damage they will deal. They'll continuously gain stacks as they're standing still. So it's very easy. If you can make them move, you should. The instant you make them take even a single step, they will, without a doubt, lose every single one of their stacks, and their damage will drop immensely. But the longer they're standing still, the more damage they do. You can try to resonance their hits and stuff, but I would primarily just protect from range and use devotion just to minimize it. As long as you're minimizing your damage and healing up if you need to, your conjure should be able to take care of the rest. No problem. Yeah. Alright, so if you've never been to Zuk before, There are two ways to get there very easily. So you can come from Fort Ferentry, and we can run all the way down this way towards the southeast. And we're going to come into this ancient door. You can also run north from the archaeology area. And it'll take you here to Santistan. So we're gonna climb down these chains. The very first time you climb down these chains, there will be a cutscene. You can watch it or skip it. It really doesn't matter. But once we climb down these chains, so the depths of Santistan, then we're just going to run north over here. There's gonna be enemies and they will attack you. As long as you don't have auto retaliate on, you should be fine. You can just kind of get through it. And yeah, here is the Zuck Arena. I forgot to mention, so we are using the Wen book. It's relatively cheap. It's like 20 mil-ish, I think. It's going to be helpful for just dealing extra damage. It also has like the AoE to kind of help with the mobs. And then I don't have it active yet, but for our aura, we're going to be using Vampirism. If you have the Aegis aura, it is much better to just use the Aegis aura because it will reduce damage take. But since Vampirism is one of the easiest auras to get, we will be using that. It gives extra healing, and it's just going to help with our survivability. So for preparation for the fight, I'm going to come to Anachronia, and I'm going to use the Thermal Bath. You don't have to do this, but it will help. It'll give a little bit of HP increase, which is nice. Just to kind of help you get like an hour of HP increase. Oh, 90 minutes, my bad. Of HP increase, which is pretty good. After that, I'm going to summon the pouch. I'm going to use my prayers, or my penance powders. But I'm just going to go get some more food to fill up the missing slot, because why not? We're going to use the bonfire just to get a little bit more extra health. And then we're gonna come and speak to Zuck. We're here. So, challenge Zuck. Continue where I left. No, I'm not gonna continue where I left off. I was doing it earlier and I got to Zuck and then I died because I lagged. But remember, so you want to absolutely do it in one shot. Make sure hard mode is not picked if you, well, you probably won't have it. We're just gonna click start.
The challenger approaches.
So we're gonna run over here.
What makes you
Turn on our Vampirism aura. Soul split. Drink potions. Activate the book. And yeah, it's gonna let Revo take care of it. There's absolutely nothing that we need to be doing right now. I'm gonna pop the heal just to be safe. I'm actually gonna put on protection from melee because I'm taking a little bit. And we're gonna use darkness as a just cuz. Soul split's fine, and then deal with the enemy over here. Use Volume of Souls just to kill him a little bit faster. There's gonna be one guy over here. We want to kill this bat. And then we're gonna come back to our safe.
To the slaughter!
Very ranged. Kill this guy. Kill this ranged guy over here. Did I activate the book? I don't. Oh, that's not. Oh, okay, it was active. put soul split back on. Then here's one of those bats again. Just kill the bat. These big melee boys, for the most part, you can get them trapped behind rocks and just kind of soul split on them. But if they do get close to you, pray melee, they will hit very, very hard. It's not fun. And then back to our safe
To
spot.
the slaughter!
Yeah, see, here's one where they're gonna come right next to us. So I'm just gonna kill this guy while I can. Kill this ranged guy. Kill the meleeer again. Now that this one's dead, we can go back to soul splitting to kind of just get our health back as much as possible. And then we can safe spot this guy as well. Throw out the soul just to kind of do more damage. Kill this guy. Kill this guy over here. And I'm gonna come down. Attack this guy. Much as we can. Just, if you can soul split, you should. Just to maintain your HP as much as possible. But your protection prayers are going to be your best friends. So now we're gonna start wave 4.
Charge!
This is our first igneous wave. So we have our igneous meleeer. We're going to use our soul strike to put the stun on him. So now we can kill him. This bar is going to fill. If it fills up, we just have to stun him again, which is pretty annoying, but it is what it is. Come over to this guy. So for the igneous waves, we do not have to kill every single enemy. We just have to kill the 3 igneous mobs. And then a button called the special action or extra action button is gonna pop up, and we're just going to click that to kill the rest of the mobs. Yep. I was attacking the wrong thing. So now the extra action button, we're going to put soul split on. Press the extra action button, and we're gonna attack Zuck. So for this, we need to deal 50,000 damage, otherwise the wave's gonna start again. For the ease of this, we're just gonna not do enough damage and start the wave again. And we're just gonna do the wave all over again. This is just to help.
Not bad. Into the fray!
So, just gonna do it again. Because after this is gonna be our first challenge. Yeah. Remember to refresh your Excalibur and your, if you have your Ritual Shard. Yep. Okay, come back to Zuck. Your action button.
The coward's trick!
And then we're just gonna let everything
Lucky
happen.
hit. Attack!
So now, the challenge. You don't have to pass it, but you probably should if you can. Beating it will allow you to do a challenge, or beat the
It appears you have exceeded my expectations. To the slaughter!
So the first Jad is gonna summon over here. So we're good standing right over here just to kind of deal with that. Remember to pray ranged. Deal with the enemies as best as we can. Take out all these enemies first before you deal with the Jads. Ouch, 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 ouch. That hurt. But... Fresh. I'm gonna split on him. Get my HP back up as much as I can. Alright, so now Jad. 90% of the time, Jad will attack with a magic. So we're gonna start going off into magic, and we're gonna switch to pray mage or pray range if we have. See, Jad's attacking magic. The stand up is a magic attack. So he's using magic again. We're gonna keep using magic protections. He stomped, so we're gonna switch to ranged, and there we go. Now all we need to do is just kill him. He's switching back to magic, standing on his hind legs is magic. Alright, now Jad's dead. We can kill this bat thing.
Show me you
And then
are
back to our
worthy.
safe spot. Pray magic. There's a bat here, so I'm going to focus on the bat first. Ranged. Here's one of these guys. So we definitely want to take this guy out as quickly as possible, just because of, like I said, the longer they stand still, the more damage they do. So here's another one we want to try to take out quickly. Soul split. My prayer is actually gonna run out. I haven't been managing it properly. Oh no. Okay.
Fight, worm, or crawl and die.
Great range. This guy first. Definitely want to deal with him first. Deal with you next. There's a lot of them over here. Ouch, 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 ouch. Throw some reflects, resonance. Try to heal up as much as I can. If you need to eat, feel free to. I didn't need to eat there. I kind of just did. It is what it is. Kill. Okay. And then a melee guy, so now I can switch. Soul split. Heal up on this guy. Switch back to crit range, because range hurts a lot.
Death comes unseen.
Here's an igneous one, so we're going to use float on him. There's another igneous guy, and we're gonna bloat him. Fine. Oh, now you as well. Float you. I gotta eat up. I'm taking damage. Extra action button. Soul split. Attack slap.
Treacherous dog! Your death comes unseen.
Load. The igneous guy. Load. Just to kind of throw poison on him. Load on him. Eat up. Extra action button.
A coward's trick.
And here we go. Done. And just let Revo Bar do the work.
Caught me off guard. Rise, Ashen Ranger.
Okay, so we're gonna do it again. Yeah, if it takes you several cycles to get through it, that's totally fine. Don't worry about it. Yep. And float. Alternatively, yeah, you can just use Finger of Death here, which is totally fine. Just to show, I'm gonna use Finger of Death. Oh, I didn't. Okay, there we go. Eat up a bit. Recast Darkness.
You dare! Ah, lucky hit.
Alright, so this challenge way,
Show your power.
we just have to do big hits to him. He doesn't take damage from anything less than like 3k, I believe. So. So
It
first
appears
Javelin.
you have exceeded my expectations. Fight, worm, or crawl and die.
Our second Jadza. Take you out. Very ranged. Take out the Jad first while I can. Very magic. So yeah, there's a second Jad here, which is annoying, but it is what it is. Range. Very magic here. Diva. Okay. So now we're gonna step out and fight this Jad. Mage. Focus this bat down. And then yeah, Revo takes care of the rest. And we still have a pretty decent amount of food. We can soul split again, because these guys are trapped. Just to build up our HP as much as possible. Kill the bat. Back to our safe spot. I like to pre-range just because the ranged enemies are annoying here. Like, see, here's this guy. So remember, bat first, then this guy, These big cats also do a lot of damage, so we can take one of them out. And it's very important to just kind of take your time. Don't panic when you're doing these. Just so you can get through them as quickly as possible. Now that the ranger is down, pray mage, because everything else here just does magic. Reduce our damage as much as possible. And we can still split on like these last two. Build up our HP. And then of course the bat. Excuse me.
Show me you are worthy.
I'm not praying the right prayer against this guy. Pray magic here. Evo, eat up. Just so I can. Yeah. Ouch. There's our wind book going off, keeping us alive. So just put it as quickly as possible if we can. Just, yeah. A lot of it is just rinse and repeat, just killing things as best as you can. There is absolutely no rush to do this. There's no time limit, honestly. So we're gonna get this guy to walk so that we can reduce his stacks a bit. And then we're gonna attack him. We're gonna pray ranged, just in case he starts building stacks. He shouldn't, but finally pray mage. Take this guy out. Remember to pot up whenever you can.
Flame wielder, it is time.
So here's our next igneous wave. We're gonna stand in the shield. Just pray mage the whole time so you can reduce the amount of damage you take from these guys. Attack this guy here. Stand in his shield. Remember to do so. So for this one, you absolutely want to make sure you end it with 100% adrenaline. And the reason why is because of the challenge wave. Now, we're going to take 2 tries to do this, 100%, but you want to make sure that you end it with 100% adrenaline for the challenge. You absolutely do not need to pass the challenge wave, but this one's really hard to get through if you don't pass. So we're just gonna heal up on Zuck a bit.
Flame wielder, it is time.
Pray mage. Attack this guy again. I'm gonna turn off my auto retaliate. It's not really helpful right now. It's helpful for like the early on waves, but it's not helpful at this point. Attack you. Heal up as much as I can. Oops. Attack you. We'll eat up a little bit, why not? Okay. Extra action button and attack is up.
Trick.
up a bit. We want to make sure we have 100% adrenaline for this part of the phase.
Caught me off guard. I grow weary of this. End it quickly.
So we want to resonance the first hit, and then we're going to barricade the rest. And I messed up.
You have failed, as expected.
I took a hit, so I failed.
Jad.
So we're going to take this Jad on first. Range ship, range ship. I barely made that. Magic. Our ghost and our vampirism are healing, which is really, really nice. So now for the second jab, we're gonna stand specifically right here. So I'm gonna summon my conjures, and I'm gonna stand specifically right here and attack the jab. And it's nice that he's just praying magic against, or he's attacking with magic, so we don't have to prayer switch. It's really, really good. Yeah. Okay, so now we can step out, because this Jad was trapped. We want to make sure we don't attack. We don't have all three Jads on us at one time. Very ranged. I absolutely forgot something important for this fight.
Drag them to the molten deep.
So Harakin, we're going to death mark him. Lava explosion, we don't want to stand there, so our adrenaline doesn't get drained. Okay, so now he dove under. I'm actually not gonna complete this in one try because I forgot something very, very important. I mean, there's a way to deal with the mechanic, but I'd rather just cheese it, honestly. Alright, so it says Harakin's bombarding us. We just want to move out of the way so we don't get hit by that. We can just kind of kill these things. Oh, the lava still hit me. He's bombarding us again. That's fine. We can attack the tentacle over here. Oh, he's back. So we're gonna focus on him. An explosion. Move to the side. Explosion. Move to the side. He's dead. Now we're gonna try to build up a little bit on Zuck. And we 100% want to pray melee against Zuck for this fight.
The true battle begins.
Yeah. Alright, let's have a go. Conjure.
Now, the true battle begins. Break beneath me!
Put this on as well.
Suffer.
Oops, I drank too much.
Tremble before me.
So he slams the ground. We're going to attack.
Begone.
Ah, I missed it. Oh no, I got hit by that. I hit that. That's nice. Perfect.
Fall and burn to ash. Burn.
Freedom. Walk towards him.
Warrior of flame.
Stun him. So I can heal up a bit. Kill you.
Rise, Ashen Ranger.
Blow you. Again.
Rise, Mage of Embers.
Kill you. Stand in your shield.
Be scourged by flame.
Attack him a bit. See the bar filling up under his head. We're just going to build up on him and just gonna press it and go back to praying melee.
Drink bad. Break beneath me.
Heal up.
Suffer. Fall before my might.
That's it.
Full's flame burns within me.
Okay.
The skies burn. Burn. Rise, warrior of flame. Rise, Ashen Ranger.
And you're going to die. Here to this.
Rise, Mage of Embers.
Ah, get in the shield, get in the shield, get in the shield.
Flames unending.
Heal up on Zack, heal up on Zack.
Cowards of God.
Okay.
Break beneath me.
Bring it on the hit. Apply the death mark. Zack.
Break beneath me.
Why is he...
Burn.
Alright, and Zack is dead.
So weak as you seem.
Yeah. And that's it. And then we're gonna go collect our chest. I signed once. It is what it is. And yeah, so if you did complete it properly, you should have something called an igneous stone. I don't have it because obviously I didn't do the kill properly. because I went out to go out and get the stuff that I missed. But yeah, this is where you collect your chest. So yeah, if you have any questions, be sure to leave a comment down below. If you have better gear, you'll definitely have an easier time getting through this. You can do it with the power gear too. The tank gear just makes it you can survive a little bit more easily. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your day or night. And I'll see you guys on my next video. Although I primarily am going to be posting 2xKO now. Not really so much RuneScape. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Have a good one.